Hi, folks. It's Brad, and I'm speaking to you from Vienna, Austria, at the home of my friend Julia Stockinger, where I'm staying. And tonight I'll be speaking at a place called Retreat in Vienna. So please come. I'll have the information at the end of this video. I thought I'd do a quick video about Shoshin. And the reason I'm doing this video is that I was asked by two different groups on this tour, one in Nijmegen in the Netherlands and one in London, to talk about beginner's mind. They were very interested in beginner's mind. So I spent a little time kind of researching what was out there on the internets about beginner's mind, specifically trying to track down the origin of it in Zen. The phrase beginner's mind is Shoshin in Japanese. And I knew that for a while, but I wasn't sure of the etymology. So I looked up beginner's mind, and then I looked up Shoshin, and I found some surprising stuff when I looked up Shoshin. The first one was this story from Newsweek magazine. What is the Shoshin approach? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's Zen gardening post prompts mostly positive response for a change. And I'm thinking, what? That's really weird. And it's all about this tweet that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez put up. Garden planting success. This is my first time trying a garden like this, so let's see how it goes. Shoshin approach. For those of you who aren't in the United States of America, you might be wondering, who the hell is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? Well, she's the biggest hype in the world these days in America. She's a senator who just got elected in New York, and the news just can't get enough of her because she's so fresh and she's so wonderful, and it's, like all of these things that are overhyped, the hype is lost on me. Whenever I've looked at anything by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, I'm like, wow, I don't I don't see the big hype. But the fact that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is into Shoshin made me wonder, like, what's going on here? Like, is this a thing? And sure enough, it is, because pretty soon I found some other stuff, like this. Why you should practice Shoshin on your next date, and it gets even better, using beginner's mind to keep your sex life fresh. So apparently, Shoshin is a thing now. Maybe it's going to be the next mindfulness, one of these things that somebody pulls out of the stew of Buddhism and kind of makes into a meme and a thing. But what is Shoshin? Okay, well, Shoshin is actually a pretty common Japanese word. If you go to the online dictionary jisho.com, Shoshin is first defined as original intention, initial resolution. The first word, the first kanji in the word means to start, and they define it as innocent, naive, unsophisticated, and inexperienced, green, wet behind the ears. And they also give the word shoshinsha, which means beginner. And yeah, I feel kind of dumb because when I lived in Japan, heard this word Shoshin and Shoshinsha all the time, and I knew it meant beginner. I'd never made the connection of beginner's mind and this. And what these people are touting, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and the people that are doing this dating website and all this other stuff, as Shoshin, the Zen concept, isn't really quite what they're saying it is, and they probably just don't know. It's a common Japanese word, Shoshin, but it happens to be made of two characters that mean beginner and mind. And that's how you say beginner in Japanese. You use a phrase that literally translates to beginner's mind. A couple of other uses for it are this one, the sticker for a new car driver. So a person who's just learning to drive is called a Shoshin Untensha. That's Untensha is a driver, and Shoshin is beginner. And Shoshin Mark is a sticker given to new car drivers. And then we get this nice little phrase, Shoshin wasuru bekarazu. So don't lose your humility, don't let success get to your head, don't forget where you came from. That's another use of this word Shoshin. So it's not really this ancient Zen concept. It's actually something that Shunryu Suzuki pretty much invented. Shunryu Suzuki was the guy that founded the original San Francisco Zen Center and came to the United States in, I think, the mid-60s. I used to know the date, and died in 1971, I believe. And he pulled out this phrase, this common word that's used in Japanese all the time, Shoshin, and noticed that it was composed of the characters for beginner and mind, and started calling it beginner's mind. Dogen uses Shoshin a lot in his writings, referring to the idea that a beginner's zazen is the same as the zazen done by an experienced person who's done decades of zazen, and he uses, of course, this word Shoshin, the beginner's mind. And that's where it comes from. So the idea of Shoshin, or beginner's mind, is the idea of coming to something fresh and leaving behind your preconceptions and any idea that you have of having made progress, or being an advanced student or anything like that, and just doing the thing right there and then, just like you first got to it. My teacher Nishijima Roshi used to like to say, if you do zazen, you come back to the mind you had as a child. And so that was his way of expressing Shoshin and beginner's mind. So this idea is not a bad idea, and people are bringing it up and using it. I kind of think the Zen idea of a beginner is a little bit more meaty, if we want to use a non-vegetarian friendly term, than what the sort of pop culture Shoshin approach thing is, but it's still essentially the same thing. You don't worry about levels, and you don't worry about, I've achieved this level of enlightenment and the next level and gone on to here and here and here and here. You just approach every zazen and every moment of your life as if you're newly appeared in there. One of the ways I used to like to conceive of it, and I still do, is like, well, how would I view this situation, whatever it is, cleaning the toilet, walking down the street, waiting at the bus stop, whatever mundane situation it is. How would I perceive this situation if I was an alien from another planet who just kind of beamed down here? And everything looked exotic and weird. And so that's kind of my, sci-fi affected way of conceiving of Shoshin, beginner's mind. So there you have it. I'm going to talk about these things in Nijmegen in a couple of weeks, and then London about a week after, or I don't know, 10 days after. Anyway, I'll put the dates up. And I am continuing this tour through Europe, and here are the dates and the places I'm going to be. If you want more information, go to hardcorezen.info/events, and I've got all the links up there, and all of these events are open to anybody who wants to show up and sit down and shut up, and maybe even not shut up and talk about things. I always like to have a discussion. Please come. Meanwhile, I am getting paid for some of these events, but usually the pay I get for the events is about enough to get me to the next one, the next event. So I'm still depending on your support through PayPal and Patreon. I haven't gotten independently wealthy yet. Maybe one of these days. But until then, I still depend on your support. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye.